A person a few hours from taking her last breath can be cancer-free. The doctors can't explain it. The medical community can't explain it. It doesn't make any difference. It is possible. All things are possible, leaves nothing out. And the only way you can get to that place is to have this awareness of I am already what I have placed into my imagination, and what my senses tell me, what my eyes and ears tell me, what your reports tell me, what anybody else says. What part of I am well is it that you don't understand? But you don't have to complain, you don't have to explain, you don't have to make anybody else believe it. You just have to have this knowing. Now, the last 5 minutes before you go to bed this is the most important 5 minutes of your day. You are now preparing yourself to marinate for the next 8 hours in your subconscious and unconscious mind. That's where you're headed in the next 5 minutes. And you get into that dreamy kind of, you're half awake and half asleep. And your subconscious mind cannot make a distinction between what you place there in terms of how you feel and what is happening to you in your daily life. So if you use your last 5 minutes of the day to go over all of the things that you don't like and that you don't want and that didn't work out for you and that was unfortunate for you and who you're pissed off at, and you just go through all of this litany, which most of you do, this is your, nobody can bother me now. Now I can really go through and to convince everybody I have a right to be miserable. And you're defending your right to be miserable and why you're unhappy and why you're poor and why the economy is in the toilet and all of this. You go through all of that instead of, now listen, this is right. This is why I can't wait to hear from the far right on this. In a dream, this is from the book of Job 33, verses 15 and 16. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men, while slumbering in their beds, then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction. Then he opens your ears while you're in your unconscious state and seals your instruction. I didn't write this. So you want to make sure that as you're going into the last 5 minutes of the day, that you are reviewing all of your I ams. I am happy. I am in a great relationship. I am prosperous. I am thin. I am happy. I am content. I am fulfilled. I am perfect health. I am God. I am God. I am that. I am. And just keep saying it and saying it. And now you're 8 hours and your ears are about to be opened and your instructions are going to be sealed, and your universal subconscious mind, your one subconscious mind is going to wake up the next morning, come into this level of consciousness that we're in, and there's only one universal subconscious mind. We're all using it. There's 2,000 individuals in here. There's one mind, folks. There's only one mind. We are all God. We are all using this mind of God in one way or another. Some use it for our ego, where we've edged God out, ego, we've edged God out, and other of us are using it to stay in a God-realized state. But you now come back and you join the universal subconscious mind, which offers you the opportunity to be a creator in your life. You can create anything because you are God. And you are now connected to God. And now the universe, God consciousness, divine mind, begins to offer you up experiences that match up to what you have placed into your own individual subconscious mind. This is how it works. This is the simple system. You get that automatic habitual mind of yours aligned with God consciousness, and all things are possible. So as you prepare yourself for being in this state of God consciousness, you go into a place in your imagination where there's absolutely no limitations to what you place. Now, this is what I have been doing after I started reading and Neville and U.S. Anderson and the Three Magic Words. It began to occur to me that I had bought into and saying things like, I am sick. I would even say, even in my talks, I have leukemia. You may have even heard me say it. And it was like, I didn't even realize that when I was saying that, I was asking the universal subconscious mind to give me experiences that match up to this I am that I've placed into my imagination, into my mind. Whereas when I say I am well, I am perfect health, I am offering the universal subconscious mind an opportunity to give me experiences that match up to that, because that's God speaking. And it isn't like I'm saying here, you just have to follow what I say and you're never going to die. I mean, life itself is a sexually transmitted terminal disease, you know. That's not a surprise to any of us, all right? But the key is to live every single day that you have from a place of well-being, from a place of contentment, and not be focused on what's missing, what's wrong, what used to be, what others tell you, what others want for you, but instead using your imagination, knowing who you are, that you are not this body, knowing the answer to the question, who am I, is I am God.